Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Fitness, Food, and Faith. I'm JB. We're here at JB's Lake Park Cafe. Today we're going to be making Amish chicken. Now, Amish chicken is quite different than your regular store-bought chicken. Amish chicken is vegetable fed, so there's no corn in it, which is really good. No GMO. There's no light trickery in Amish chicken, which means the bird is not stressed out. Most chicken coops keep their birds up 24 hours a day, so they eat, and when they stay up all night and eat, they get stressed out, they get in fights, their meat gets stressed out. The same principle as when you catch a fish, you need to terminate its life abruptly, so there's no stress in the meats, which it releases bad chemicals in the meat. Amish chicken is the best chicken. I buy mine from the Amish here in Chicago. It's called, well, there's two companies. One is called Miller's Chicken, and the other is called Gerber's. One's a Cobb chicken, and the other chicken is more of a European chicken. I like the European chicken, which is a Ross chicken. So today we're going to be making Gerber's chicken, which is a Ross chicken, more of a European type breed. No light trickery, no grain-fed, no GMO, no stress. This is one good chicken. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to triple split this chicken to cover more edges, and I'm also going to slice the drumsticks, because the drumsticks are the hardest to cook because of all the cartilage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sear a little band around that drumstick, and when it cooks it's going to separate, and it's going to be like a little drumstick lollipop. So what I have here is a split chicken, and I am also going to split it again here by taking the breast and getting out my shears, and I'm going to cut the baby right in half. Anywhere is fine, just cut it anywhere you can, which is easiest for you. And I'm going to cut it, baby, right there. And now, wherever you see more edges, the more seasoning I can get on there. So what I'll do is I'll kind of butterfly it also. This is the same principle they do when they cook jerk chicken. So that's basically a quarter of a breast. And now I'm going to take the other half of the breast, and I'm going to kind of butterfly that also. As you can see, I'm opening up more edges. And it's going to be easier to cook. The one thing about white meat, it's not the best tasting meat. So if you can butterfly it and have more edges and deuce it up with some seasoning, it's going to taste better. The dark meat is actually that has the most flavor. So there you go. That's the other half of it, which I kind of divided up. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take a nice thigh and just cut that right in half. That's all I'm going to do with the thighs, is just cut this baby right in half. And that's all you need to do with the thigh, since it's not as big as a breast, and plus this is dark meat. This is actually going to be the best part of the chicken. With the wings, I just kind of sear them like that, just kind of open up a little bit to kind of get a little bit more heat in there. Now here is the drumstick I was telling you about. See how fat this is? This never gets cooked properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my shears, and I'm just going to cut around there, around the circumference of it. So there you go. I separated it right there. You'll see that right there. And when this cooks, all this meat is going to go right to the top, and this meat is going to go right to the bottom, and this is just going to pop right up. This will be the easiest you've ever eaten a drumstick. I call this the lollipop drumstick. So there we go. What I'll do here is I'll finish cutting this up, washing it, and then I'm going to put it on a rack, and I'm going to show you the rack that I'm going to be using. It's regular roast rack, and the reason why I use a roast rack is because I want the air to circulate in this convection oven, which I have over here at about 450 degrees. It's only going to take me about 30 to 35 minutes to cook this bird. And it is going to be so good because it's going to cook it so fast, it's going to sear in all the juices, and it's going to be crispy, and it's just going to be phenomenal. And the key is the convection oven, I must say. Not a regular oven, but a convection oven where you have fans circulating in there that just really cooks it more evenly. And I'm going to put it right up on here on this rack right here. This is a roast rack, so the air can circulate underneath it. It's not going to be sitting in a pool of juice. Now what I also did here is I got 2 stacks of aluminum. I got 1 layer down there, and then I have some paper towel, 3 sheets of paper towel that I put in between this heavy duty aluminum foil. And then I poked holes in it with like a little toothpick. So the juices are going to be flowing off this roaster, and it's going to be absorbed in the paper, and it's not going to splatter all over the place and destroy your oven where you have to clean it up, and it's going to make things a lot nicer. But this is the way I do it. I probably should invent something like this with Reynolds wrap, where you have some absorption moisture type apparatus where you have the aluminum foil where it's not going to catch on fire. So what I'll do here is I'll finish cleaning this bird up, I'll cut it up, and when I come back it'll all be on the rack, and we'll be ready to put it in the oven, and it'll be awesome. So just stay with me and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to JB's Lake Park Cafe. What I did here is I cleaned the bird and I seasoned it and I put it up on the rack. So what I like to do is I like to kind of, after I'm done cleaning it, I like to season it over the sink where it's a little less messy. But what I'll do here is I'll just deuce it up just a little bit more. I got all the sides, all the corners, everywhere to season this bird. And then I just kind of hung it up and elevated it on this rack. I'm going to organize it any way I see fit that it'll be on here. And then I cut up a potato in eighths. I cut it up in a half, then a quarter, and then I cut those up into another half. So I got eighths of a potato, and I'm going to stick it up here and elevate it underneath the bird so the juices will drip off the bird and really seasoning these potatoes. And they will be crispy and they will be really good. They will not be soggy at all. So that's what I did while you guys were off camera. So everything is prepared to put in the oven. This is going to take about 35 minutes. I got everything going here. So what I'll do here is I'll pop this in the convection oven, and we'll come back in about 35 minutes, and we'll be able to test this bird and try a little bit and see how good it is. Bear with me. Okay, welcome back to Fitness, Food, and Faith. I'm JB. We're here at JB's Lake Park Cafe, and we're making Amish chicken. I just got it out of the oven about 10 minutes ago. What I did is I let it cool down on the roaster so it will not get warmed up and kind of matted down, and also it won't lose its crispiness. So I'm about ready to take off the last couple pieces of chicken. Look how nice that is. That's one of the breasts that I cut up in about four pieces there. That's why we call it split chicken, triple split chicken. Sometimes it's quadruple split chicken. Here is the drumsticks that I was telling you about, the little lollipops. Look how that's separated. This will just pop right off with a fork, or you can just bite right into it. So I'll just place that right over there. And the great thing about doing this with aluminum foil is all the juices ran into that paper towel that I showed you here, because I double plied the aluminum foil. And all you do is you can wrap that up like that, and you can throw it away. Or you can even wrap up the chicken in there and put it in the refrigerator. I prefer the glass lock container. So what we're going to do is we're going to try one of these little lollipops and just see how it tastes. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Scripture says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31, whether you're eating or whether you're drinking or whatever you're doing, do it all for the glory of God. And I must say, He provided a beautiful meal here to help nourish and strengthen our bodies after a great workout here this morning. I want to remember everybody that we here at JB's Lake Park Cafe, we practice good health, good fitness, and faith. And we also used from the Spice House, today I used a really good seasoning called Milwaukee Iron. This was developed for the Harley-Davidson company up there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this is really good rub. It goes great on everything, actually. And this is called Brisket of Love. This is a little more sweeter, and so I guess you could say it's a little heat, little sweet. But today I use the Milwaukee Iron, which is actually my favorite. We also have those great wedge potatoes that I was talking about. Look how good these are. These are really crispy, and I also have some nice Brussels sprouts that I used some olive oil and some crushed garlic and seasoned them in half. So those are really good also. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in here to Fitness, Food, and Faith. I'm JB. Today's segment was sponsored by Naughty Bracelets. Naughty Bracelets, it's not just a bracelet, it's a statement. So if you're thinking about getting a bracelet, this one would definitely be a great bracelet to put on your wrist. Remember, it's not just a bracelet, it's a statement. Dare to wear naughty. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.